All right, so all ready to dive back into the world of Formula One.
Always ready for some high-octane action.
This time we are headed back to the Strip
Back to Vegas, baby.
for year 2
Year 2.
of Formula One in Las Vegas.
It's November 2024.
And things are already
Oh, yeah.
heating up.
Way bigger this time around.
Remember all that buzz from last year?
Oh, yeah. How could you forget?
And maybe a little bit of chaos.
A little bit.
Well, we've got the inside track this time
Some juicy detail.
on what to expect this year.
Like what?
From viewing parties
Ooh.
to some new rules that have everyone talking.
Hey, let's break it down.
You're right, there's a lot to unpack.
And the stakes are high.
Really high.
Remember last year's race?
Yeah.
Brought an estimated $1.5 billion to the city.
So Vegas is looking to fine-tune the experience.
Oh, yeah.
Both for visitors
For sure.
and the local community.
Absolutely.
So let's break it down.
Okay.
Starting with the basics.
All right, basics, give it to me.
Race weekend is November 21st to the 23rd.
All right, so Thursday
Thursday through Saturday.
through Saturday.
Okay.
Qualifying races happen Thursday and Friday evening.
Right.
And then the main event
The main event.
takes off at 10:00 p.m.
Okay.
Saturday night.
They bumped up the start time.
They did.
Interesting. Why do you think they did that?
You know, I think it makes sense.
Yeah.
Gives everyone a chance to catch their breath before Monday rolls around.
I see. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense.
Right.
For those not familiar with Formula One,
Yes.
those qualifying races,
Yeah.
they're not just for show.
Yeah. They determine
But crucial.
the starting grid for
Absolutely.
the main event
Yeah.
on Saturday.
So every
Each driver pushes for the fastest lap.
they got to go fast.
And their position on the grid
Oh, yeah.
can make or break their race strategy.
Absolutely.
So the tension is already building from day one. Oh, from day one.
Now, the track itself is the same as last year,
Okay.
which is
pretty incredible
pretty incredible
when you think about it.
when you think about it.
These cars are zipping past.
High-powered cars.
The sphere.
The sphere down the Las Vegas Strip.
It's a visual unlike any other.
It really is a visual spectacle unlike any other.
And you know, it's not just visually stunning.
Hmm?
This track is a beast.
What do you mean?
It's got those long straightaways where drivers can really open up and hit those insane speeds.
Okay.
But then it throws some seriously tight corners into the mix,
Oh.
demanding pinpoint accuracy.
So nerves of steel.
You gotta have nerves of steel to handle this track.
That explains why everyone was talking about the skill it took to master this track last year.
Oh, absolutely.
So let's talk about some of the changes this year,
Okay, I'm interested.
starting with the viewing parties.
Ooh, viewing parties, all right.
So some big names like the Bellagio
Okay.
and the Mirage aren't offering grandstand seats
Really?
this time around.
Interesting.
And places like Ellis Island and Manami Gabi have scaled back.
Okay.
They're only showing the main race.
So what do you make of those shifts?
It's fascinating.
Yeah.
My guess is that last year was a learning experience
As for everyone involved.
for everyone.
Yeah.
Some venues might have overestimated the demand
Yeah.
for those premium viewing experiences,
Especially given the price point.
especially at that price point.
Yeah.
And others might be streamlining their offerings
Yeah, that makes sense.
to focus on what works best for their space and their clientele.
So maybe a bit of right sizing after that initial rush.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
But for those who are still looking for that premium viewing experience, there are definitely options.
Like what?
Flight Club of the Palazzo is back
Flight Club's back.
with their social darts concept
I love that.
and a 3-hour food and drink package.
Oh, very nice.
Very nice.
Flight Club is definitely capitalizing on that blend of social interaction and prime viewing. It's a smart move, especially for groups who want to make a night of it.
It is a smart move.
And you mentioned they have a special discount.
They do, just for our listeners.
Oh, tell me more.
BGaze 50 gets you $50 off.
All right. Bay's $50 off.
I like it.
But Flight Club isn't the only game in town.
Oh, there's more.
Giada,
Okay.
known for its upscale Italian cuisine
Oh, fancy.
and stunning views,
Nice.
is also getting in on the action,
Okay.
offering a premium package.
Now that's intriguing.
Oh, it is intriguing.
It seems like we're seeing a shift towards those more curated
I
experiences.
think so, yeah.
Venues are recognizing that it's not just about watching the race. It's about crafting a whole atmosphere, a complete package.
That elevates the entire experience.
Exactly.
And for those looking for something a little different, OED,
OED.
the country-themed spot,
Yeah.
is offering tiered pricing based on the view. All right, so different price points depending on where you are.
Exactly. I
Like
got
that.
balcony seats,
Okay,
rooftop tables,
nice.
and even a table 777. That sounds pretty exclusive.
Oh, table 777. That sounds fancy.
So it sounds like they're really trying to cater to a wider audience,
Yeah.
offering options for those who want a taste of that VIP treatment, as well as for those who are just looking for a fun spot to catch the action.
Love it. So many options this year.
Speaking of finding a spot to catch the action,
Yeah.
there's a new rule in town that has people talking.
What is it?
No stopping
No stopping.
or standing on pedestrian bridges.
What?
Apparently it's a misdemeanor now,
No way.
with potential fines
Seriously. Or even jail time.
for standing on a bridge.
I know.
That's crazy.
So the so-called bridge blockade.
The bridge blockade.
But before everyone panics, it's important to understand the context.
Okay, context. I'm listening.
This rule is primarily a safety measure for race weekend. Okay, I see. Safety, yeah.
You think about it, thousands of people crowding onto those bridges trying to get a glimpse of the cars.
Oh, yeah.
It's a recipe for chaos
It would be.
and potentially dangerous.
You're right.
So it's more about crowd control and safety during a major event.
Okay, so it's not like you can't walk across the bridge on a regular Tuesday.
Exactly.
It's specifically targeted at preventing overcrowding during the race.
Exactly.
I see. That makes sense.
They're even going so far as covering the bridge windows with film
Really?
to discourage people from stopping.
Wow, they're really serious about this.
I can't help but picture officers shooing people off the bridges.
Keep moving, folks. Nothing to see here.
But seriously, it highlights the challenges of balancing public access with safety during a mega event like this.
Yeah, you're right. It's a tough balance to strike. But speaking of alternative ways to experience the weekend,
Yes.
downtown Las Vegas is hosting the Neon City Festival
A Neon City Festival.
from November 22nd to the 24th.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
It's free.
Free.
It's open to all ages.
All age.
And it sounds like a blast.
Okay, free in all ages. Tell me more.
They've got music, food trucks, even fireworks every night.
Fireworks.
It's a great way to soak up the energy of the weekend, even if you're not that into racing.
Right, right.
And a lot of the casinos will be hosting their own events and activations, so there's something for everyone.
It sounds like Vegas is really trying to create a more diverse and inclusive experience this year.
Oh, absolutely.
Not just catering to the diehard racing fans,
Yeah.
but offering something for everyone.
And you know it's a smart move because they've secured a 10-year contract for this race.
10 years.
10 years.
Wow.
So it's not just about putting on a good show for one weekend. It's about building something sustainable, something that benefits the city and its residents for years to come.
Wow, 10 years. That's a huge commitment.
It is.
What does that mean for the future of Las Vegas?
I think it's a game changer. Formula One has the potential to become a defining part of the city's identity, its economy, and its global image.
So Las Vegas, not just the entertainment capital,
Right.
but a global sporting hub.
Exactly.
That's a massive shift in perception.
It is.
From slot machines to speed demons.
Ooh, I like that.
All right, before we get too far ahead of ourselves,
Okay.
let's circle back
Yeah.
to those listener questions you gathered.
Sounds good. You know, a lot of them are about the practical stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Like, when are the grandstands coming down? How will pedestrian access be affected? What about hotel prices?
Those were all important details,
Yes.
and we'll get to them.
We will.
But one question that really stood out to me was about Mang.
Mang, yeah.
Who is this guy?
Yeah, who is he?
And why is everyone so excited about him?
He's a rookie driver this year,
Okay.
but he's already making waves.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
What's he doing?
He's known for his aggressive driving style, his fearlessness, and his raw talent. There's a lot of buzz around him being a potential champion in the making.
So he's kind of the wild card,
I think so.
the one to watch.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love it.
Every sport needs those fresh faces, those rising stars who shake things up.
It just adds another layer of excitement to the whole event.
Absolutely. And his presence in Vegas is generating a ton of buzz.
Yeah.
People are eager to see if he can handle the pressure, if he can live up to the hype on a track as demanding as this one.
Okay, so we've got the spectacle of the track,
Right.
the buzz around Mang,
Yeah.
the viewing parties,
Yes.
and the alternative events.
Yeah.
Anything else we should cover before we wrap up this part of our deep dive?
You know, there is one more thing that I think is worth highlighting.
Okay.
Remember those questions about the impact on locals?
Uh-huh.
Well, it seems like the city has made some adjustments based on feedback from last year.
Oh, good.
Yeah, construction started earlier to minimize disruption. And they've expanded those alternative events to offer more options for people who aren't into racing.
It's good to hear.
It is.
It seems like they're really trying to learn from last year's experience
Oh, yeah.
and make this year's race even better,
Mm-hmm.
both for visitors
Yes.
and for the residents of Las Vegas.
It's a work in progress.
It is.
For sure.
For sure.
But it's encouraging to see those efforts being made.
Right.
After all, this is a long-term
A
commitment.
very long-term commitment.
So getting it right, finding that balance between the spectacle and the community is crucial.
It is crucial.
Absolutely.
All right, so we've set the stage,
We have.
laid out the key changes,
Mm-hmm.
and introduced the Mang factor.
We did.
Let's take a quick pause here.
All right.
And when we come back,
Yes.
we'll dive into those listener questions,
Good.
explore those viewing options in more detail,
Okay.
and really unpack what this 10-year contract means for the future of Las Vegas.
I can't wait. Back to those viewing options.
Yeah, let's do it.
We touched on Flight Club, Giada, and OED,
Mm-hmm.
but let's give our listeners a little more to chew on.
Yeah, I think they're ready for it.
All right, so Flight Club with its social darts concept
Uh-huh.
seems like a fun, high-energy choice, especially if you're with a group.
Yeah.
That 3-hour food and drink package is a nice touch, too,
Oh, yeah.
especially given the strip prices during a big event.
And don't forget,
Oh, yeah.
our listener gets $50 off with that Biggie's 50 code.
Always got to plug that discount.
Always got to plug it.
All right, so Giada, with its upscale Italian cuisine,
Ooh, yeah.
seems geared towards a different vibe.
A little more sophisticated.
If you're looking for a maybe even romantic setting,
Ooh, la la.
Giada could be a great choice.
Yeah, imagine that.
Enjoying a gourmet meal with stunning views of the race.
As the sun sets over the strip.
Doesn't get much better than that.
That does sound pretty tempting.
All right, then we have OED,
ODD.
the country-themed spot.
Right.
They're really mixing things up with their tiered pricing, offering everything from balcony seats to that exclusive Table 777.
Yeah, Table 777 sounds pretty awesome.
I'd want to be at Table 777.
Would you?
But what's interesting about OED is they're tapping into a different kind of energy,
Yeah, like what?
a more laid-back, down-home vibe.
Makes sense.
It's a smart strategy,
Yeah.
appealing to those who might not be diehard racing fans but are looking for a fun and unique way to experience the weekend.
So they're really thinking outside the box
I think so.
to get more people involved.
I think that's great that there are so many different options this year.
Mm-hmm.
It really speaks to the fact that Formula One is attracting a wider audience.
Absolutely.
People with different interests and expectations.
It's not just for the super fans anymore.
Right, you're right.
It's about the whole experience.
Exactly. Speaking of which,
Uh-huh.
we can't forget about the Neon City Festival downtown.
Oh, yeah. Neon City Festival, free, family-friendly.
It offers a completely different flavor of the weekend.
I love that they're offering something so inclusive. Not everyone can afford those premium viewing parties.
Right.
And not everyone is a racing enthusiast.
Of course not.
But the Neon City Festival
Yeah,
give everyone a chance to be part of the energy and excitement.
exactly. And let's be honest,
Huh.
those fireworks every night at 9.45,
Oh, yeah, the fireworks?
that's a pretty spectacular way to end the day, whether you've been trackside or exploring other parts of the city.
So we've got those viewing parties.
Yes.
We've got the Neon City Festival.
Uh-huh.
What about those listener questions on the more practical side of things?
What?
Like, when are those grandstands and lights coming down?
Good question. They are scheduled to be removed by December 24th.
So just in time for the holidays.
Just in time, the strip will go back to its usual glitz and glamour,
Right.
but I have a feeling the energy from the race will linger.
Yeah, I think you're right about that.
Now, what about pedestrian access during the race weekend?
Yeah, that was a big concern for some listeners.
Right, we touched on the new bridge blockade rule.
Yeah, the bridge blockade.
But to clarify, most sidewalks will be accessible during the day.
Okay,
It's really closer to race time.
especially in those sections of the strip.
Yes, especially those sections closest to the track that you'll see more closures and restrictions.
So if you're planning to be out and about on the strip during the day,
Yeah,
you should be mostly fine.
you should be good.
But if you want to catch a glimpse of the action,
Yeah,
you'll need to plan accordingly
absolutely.
and be prepared for some crowds and potential closures.
For sure. And don't forget,
Oh, yeah.
those pedestrian bridges will be off limits for viewing
Unless you want to risk
unless you want to whisk it.
that misdemeanor charge.
Exactly. Keep moving, folks.
Now let's talk hotel prices.
Okay, hotel prices.
Last year.
They were outrageous.
They're pretty outrageous.
Even for Vegas standards.
So what's the situation looking like this year?
It seems like things have settled down a bit.
Okay, good.
This is the second year.
Yeah.
So there's less of that novelty factor driving up prices. We've seen some decent rates.
Even on the Strip.
Even on the Strip.
Like what day?
We've seen the Excalibur around $150 a night.
Okay.
The Sahara around $138.
Right.
And even the Palms, which is off-strip, around $140.
Those are pretty good prices.
They are. But keep in mind,
Yes.
these prices can fluctuate.
Especially as we get closer.
Especially as we get closer to the race weekend.
So if you're planning a
For
trip,
real.
definitely keep an eye on those prices and book early.
Absolutely. If you find a deal, you, jump on it.
Jump on it.
Now, let's circle back to that Mang factor.
Mang. Okay, yes. Let's talk about Mang.
We talked about his driving style
Uh-huh.
and the buzz he's generating.
Yeah.
But I think it's worth digging a little deeper into what makes him such a compelling figure.
I'm all ears. Tell me more about this rising star.
So Mang is more than just an aggressive driver.
Okay, more than just aggressive.
He's known for his incredible car control.
Wow.
His ability to push his vehicle to its absolute limits.
He sounds pretty fearless.
He does, and, he's also a master strategist.
So he's got the brains to back it up.
He does. He's able to think several steps ahead.
Wow.
And anticipate his opponent's moves.
So he's got the talent, the brains, and the guts.
He does.
Sounds like a dangerous combination.
It is a dangerous combination.
But what is it about him that's really capturing people's imaginations?
I think it's his story.
Oh, tell me more.
He comes from a humble background, no family connections to racing or any of the usual advantages.
Interesting.
He's worked his way up through the ranks purely on talent and determination.
So he's the underdog,
I think so.
the one who defied the odds.
I think people love that story.
Yeah, I can see why people are rooting for him.
It's that classic tale of perseverance and triumph.
Exactly.
And you know what else?
What?
He's not afraid to speak his mind,
Really?
to challenge the status quo.
I like that.
He's injecting a new energy, a new perspective into the world of Formula One.
It's exciting to see how he's shaking things up.
Yeah, and speaking of shaking things up,
Let's shift gears and talk about that 10-year contract.
10 years, that's a big deal.
This isn't just a one-off event for Vegas.
Right.
It's a long-term commitment.
It's a game changer.
It is, and I think it's only just starting to sink in for people.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Formula One in Las Vegas isn't just a race, it's an investment in the future.
A statement about the city's evolution.
Absolutely.
So what does this mean for Las Vegas in the long run?
What does it mean?
How will this reshape the city's identity?
Well, for starters, it positions Las Vegas as a global sporting destination.
Right, not just a place for entertainment.
Not just entertainment.
And gambling.
It attracts a whole new demographic of visitors.
People who might not have considered Vegas before.
Exactly. That's a huge influx of tourism.
Mm-hmm. And not just during the race weekend.
Right. People will be coming to Vegas year-round.
To experience the track.
To see the spectacle.
Maybe even attend driving schools or other related events.
It's about creating a whole ecosystem
Right.
around Formula One.
A whole new layer to the city's identity.
That's huge.
It is, and that's going to have ripple effects on everything.
Like what?
From infrastructure and transportation to the types of businesses and entertainment options that pop up.
So it's not just about building a racetrack.
No.
It's about building a whole new facet of the city.
Exactly.
A new chapter in the Las Vegas story.
It's fascinating, isn't it?
It really is.
It's not just about fast cars and adrenaline.
Right.
It's about transformation, evolution.
And the future of one of the most iconic cities in the world.
All right, pause here for a moment and let that sink in.
When we come back,
Yes.
we'll bring it all together,
All the pieces.
tying those individual details and listener questions into the bigger picture of what this second year of Formula One really means
What it all means.
for Las Vegas, for the sport,
And for you.
our listener. We've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive.
Viewing parties, rookie sensations.
Even a little bridge law enforcement.
We've really gone deep, haven't we?
But here's the thing.
Yeah.
This isn't just another race on the calendar.
What do you mean?
This feels like a turning point
For
Vegas
Okay.
and for Formula One.
I think I agree with you. The 10-year contract, the investment in infrastructure, the way the city is adapting, it all points to a long-term vision.
And it's not just the city, right?
No.
Formula One itself is evolving,
In what way?
attracting a wider audience,
Yeah.
embracing new technologies,
Uh-huh.
and pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
I think the Mang factor is a great example of that.
Oh yeah, totally. He embodies that spirit of innovation and disruption.
Totally.
He's not just challenging the established order on the track,
Yeah.
he's changing the perception of the sport itself.
And he's bringing in a new generation of fans, too.
It's almost like we're witnessing a convergence,
Yeah,
a perfect storm of factors that's creating something truly unique and exciting.
I like that. A perfect storm.
Vegas, with its history of reinvention and spectacle,
Yeah,
it provides the perfect stage
it really does.
for this new era of Formula One.
And the city's rising to the challenge.
Yeah.
Learning from last year's experience and making adjustments to ensure both visitors and residents can enjoy the event.
We talked about those improvements earlier. Construction expanded alternate events, a focus on creating a more inclusive experience.
Right. It's clear they're taking this commitment seriously.
Very seriously.
And it's not just about the short-term gains, the economic boost from race weekend,
It's about building a legacy
the lasting impact.
that will shape the city for years to come.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So what does this all mean for you, our listener, heading to Vegas for the Grand Prix?
Yeah, what does it mean for them?
It means you're not just attending a race. You're
Yeah.
stepping into a moment in history.
Ooh, I like that.
Vegas is transforming before our eyes, and you have a front row seat.
Embrace the energy
Explore the city.
and witness the fusion of speed, technology, and spectacle that is Formula One in Vegas.
Pay attention to the details, the stories unfolding both on and off the track.
Yeah, like what kinds of things?
How are locals reacting to this influx of racing fans? How are businesses adapting? What's the atmosphere like in the city
Those are the things that will shape the future of this event
of this partnership?
between a city and a sport. It's a fascinating experiment in urban evolution.
And we're all part of it.
And who knows what the future holds?
Yeah, who knows?
Maybe Vegas will become the new Monaco
Oh, the ultimate destination.
for racing enthusiasts and luxury travelers alike.
Maybe it will spark a wave of innovation and development, transforming the city into a hub for motorsports technology and engineering.
That would be incredible. One thing's for sure, this is just the beginning.
The beginning of a new era.
And it's going to be a wild ride.
Buckle up
Keep your eyes open.
and let us know what you discover.
We're always up for more F1 chatter.
And until next time, remember, the finish line is just the start of another lap.